Hey everybody, welcome to the kitchen. Man, so we did really good on fishing. We got 2 wahoo, 15 vermilions, a triggerfish, a bunch of other stuff too. So if you're watching this recipe and it's just the recipe video, it is the same recipe that I did at the end of the latest video that I published on fishing. Some people might not want to watch the fishing video, so I figured I'd publish the recipe video on its own as well as have it in the fishing video. So today I'm going to make, I talked to my brother on the phone and he was raving over this rice that he had that tasted like shrimp. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a real quick shrimp broth, which I'll go over first. And then I'm going to use that shrimp broth to make rice in my rice machine. And then I'm going to make like a pepper, cream, coconut sauce that I'm going to cook red snapper in. And then I'm going to serve the fish with the cream sauce over top of it. And I think I'll have some green beans as well on top of it to add a little color to it. So stick around. First thing we're going to do is make some shrimp broth. Okay, real quick, here's our chicken broth ingredients. Carrots chopped up, just wash them, no need to peel them, and don't get too big of pieces because you want some flavor to come out of them. Celery, same thing, wash it, cut it. 1 onion right here, and my recommendation is leave the peels there because it darkens up the broth a little bit. Some salt we're going to use, and we're going to use a little bit of my favorite Italian seasoning, and garlic. All you got to do to the garlic is just go put it over top of it and smash it with a knife. Just like that. No need to chop it up or anything because we're going to strain all this when we're done. And then I had about 2 pounds of my favorite Harker's Island shrimp that I saved all the peels from in here. And there's a couple of shrimp in there too, but I saved all the peels, and that's going to be the basis of the flavor for the stock. All right, we got our pan on a medium-high heat. I don't know what this holds, but I'm going to assume it'll probably hold 2 quarts or so. Got it on medium-high heat. We're going to put a little fat in there, a little bit of avocado oil. And then we're just going to add our ingredients. Carrots, celery, onions, peels and all. And then we're going to wait to add our garlic because we don't want our garlic to burn. All right, we're starting to get a little bit of browning, which is good. So I'm going to add the garlic and let that get worked in a little bit. I'm going to put some salt because there is no salt component in this other than the shrimp shells, which probably have some salt in them. I'm going to add my McCormick Italian seasoning, probably a teaspoon, maybe a half a teaspoon. We'll go with a half a teaspoon. Now you don't want this to burn like you don't want the... Very good, very good. I made one change that you haven't seen in the ingredients. I'm going to put a bay leaf in there. 1 bay leaf. All right, in come my shrimp shells. Now this is 6 cups of water, so we'll see how much we can get in here. I think that's going to be about right. 6 cups. I'm going to cover it on. All right, you're going to bring this to a boil like I have. And you're just going to give her a good stir. And then you're going to turn it down and let it simmer for about 45 minutes. Okay, so about 50 minutes. It's time to strain all this stuff out. So I'm going to start and just slowly strain this into this. Yeah, we got 1 skin in there. Once I get this full, I'm just going to press down a little bit discard it in the bowl to the right and keep putting this nice hot stuff in here. Press down a little bit just to make sure we've got all the good stuff. But there is your shrimp stock ready to go. You're going to want to salt your shrimp stock to taste, and then you can set it to cool until you're ready to use it. Okay, let's go over the main part of this recipe and the ingredients. You're going to need about 4 cloves of garlic chopped. I've got about 4 nice vermilion snapper fillets. I've got a lime cut in half, a can of tomato paste, a can of coconut milk. I'm going to be using some adobo seasoning. You can use whatever fish seasoning you like. I have a half of a red onion chopped, a half of a green pepper chopped, and a half of a red pepper chopped. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to get our fish, going to quickly marinate our fish. We're going to take the juice of a half a lime, as best as we can. We're going to take about a teaspoon or so of this seasoning, however much you want. That's probably more like 2 teaspoons. We're going to take half of our garlic and put in there. And I'm going to add just a little bit of some oil. You can use olive oil if you want. I'm using avocado oil. We're going to quickly stir this. And then we're just basically going to dredge our fish in it as best as we can. And we're really just trying to, look, Mom, a nice clean plate. Now we're going to let that fish just kind of set to the side. We're going to reserve it, and then we're going to start preparing the sauce portion of the meal. Okay, let's get our rice started. This happens to be my rice maker. This is a Jojuri Zigurushi rice maker. I've had it about 10 years. My brother-in-law turned me on to it, my brother-in-law John Lavoie, and I think this is one of the best rice makers I've ever seen. I've had 2 other ones, and this one is awesome. So I got 2 cups of rice in here. Here's a little rice trick I learned somewhere. I don't know where, but it really works great for me. Is I don't measure how much I'm putting on. I just take and pour in my liquid. Until it covers. If you lay your finger down like this, until the juice covers your finger. Chicken stock, water, whatever you put in there. That's over my finger, which is great. I'm going to close my rice maker and start it. Let's get started on our sauce. So with your burner on medium high, let's put a little bit of avocado oil and our onions and our peppers. Now, by the way, I do have 2 bay leaves as well to go in this. I'm going to cook these down for about 10 minutes, and then I'll start putting the tomato paste and the coconut milk in. All right, we've got these sweated down pretty good, which means they're soft. We're going to put in the rest of our garlic, the other half of our garlic that we reserved. We're going to give that about 3 minutes. Our garlic is sweated down pretty good. Turn the heat down to low. We're going to start adding the tomato paste. 1 can of tomato paste. Didn't say this in the thing, but I have this Portuguese stuff that my sister-in-law sends us. It's hot chopped peppers. I'm going to throw about a tablespoon of that in there for a little heat. I'm going to come back with just a little more of this adobo, whatever it is. And then I'm going to put in a can of coconut milk. And I'm going to add about a half a can of our stock. And I'll add more stock as if I think it needs to be thickened up any. I'm not going to put my bay leaves in yet because I want to get this mixed up first. Over here, I'm going to take and steam some green beans just to put on the top for flavor. But I'll be back when this sauce starts to simmer. All right, we got her mixed up pretty good. I'm going to drop those 2 bay leaves in there. And I almost forgot, we're going to take our other half of a lime and just squeeze it in there. All right, we got this fired up. You're going to want to nestle those snapper fillets down in there and just let them cook about probably 5 minutes or so. All right, I've gone about 3 or 4 minutes, so I'm going to take and find my fillets in here and gently flip them. Now at this point, depending on what you want to do, you could pull the fillets out, put them in your oven on warm, and then really cook down this sauce. But since I'm having it over rice and I'm having these green beans with it, I think it's probably thick enough for me. So whatever you want to do, if you want to take the fish out and then thicken it up real quick by turning up the heat, but I feel like it's thick enough for me. Okay, we're going to get the fish out of here. Put it on a plate. Some good stuff right there. Take this plate to the table, and I'm going to put together a dish. All right, let's plate this up. Here's some of our beautiful jasmine rice done in a shrimp stock. This is for my wife, so I'm not going to put a lot on there. Give her a piece of snapper on top. Well, I'm going to have to use my fingers. We'll put a couple of green beans on there. She loves green beans. Now I'm going to take some of this sauce and come across it. And there you go. Vermillion snapper with some sort of coconut cream sauce over top of some green beans for a little color. And I know it's going to be delicious because I've already tasted the sauce. How could we forget our friend Costco Parmesan cheese? Just for that little added touch. Oh yeah. Y'all enjoy? Please subscribe, like, and follow. And y'all take care.